All right. Hello, everyone. I hope you are all have a good day today. So we continue our day 7 of this training. Yesterday, we have already learned about the UI, about input text, and then button, and other UI elements. So today we continue with user interface design part 2. Okay, yesterday you have already known about button and then text input, the text area like this, and the label, and also the how to change screen from one screen to another, and also the how to select a photo and image element. Okay, now we are going to learn about the drop down element. Okay, I will show the Applab project. Okay, let me create another one. Okay, now we have our new project for day 7. Day 7 project. So the first thing you need to do is go to the tab right here, and then maybe you want to choose a theme or not. It depends on you. Let me choose a theme right here. For example, this theme, and then we want to use a drop down. So we drag a drop down element from design toolbox to the screen, to our screen, and then we create the ID for that drop down. So we let it just be a drop down 1 for this element, and then we want some option for this element in drop down. For example, here we have option 1 and option 2. So if we run our application, run, and then we have option 1 and option 2. Okay, so if you want another option in your drop down, you can go to the properties and write the option you want. For example, if you want to write option 3, and then option 4, and option 5. So now we have 5 options in our drop down. Okay, now let's say we want to make a task that is we can choose the color from the drop down menu, and then when we choose that color, the background of our screen is also changed. Okay, so now the first thing we need to do is changing the option. Let's say we have red, yellow, green, blue, purple, pink, and black, and also white. Okay. So let's see, we have here our color option. All right, now let me put a button. Oh, okay. If we don't want the button, that's also okay. Okay, now we want to make an event for that drop-down element. So we go to the code and get an event. So for what element we want to put an event? That is the drop-down one, because the ID for this element is drop-down one, if you can see in the screen. And then when we click, we don't want to click because we change the background of our screen, right? So we click change, and then if we want to change the background, then we need to set the properties of that background. So we go to UI control and then get set properties. Okay, right here. So we set the properties that is for the screen one, because our screen name is screen one, and then we have background color. And for that color, we want to get the value from which option we choose. So we declare a variable from here. Let's say get color. Okay, so so how to get that color? So we want to get text from this drop-down element. We get text from the drop-down one. Okay, so this get color variable will hold the text that got from the drop-down button one. Okay, and then we set the properties for the screen one. So we want to change the color, and then the color is what we got from this variable get color. So we change this, the third parameter of set properties, to be get color. Okay, so we only have 4 line of codes to change this. Okay, so when we run, we choose, let's say, yellow, and on will be yellow. When we choose green, the background will be green, and we choose black, the background will be black. All right, any questions so far? Okay, let us do it from the beginning. Okay, I will redo it. So I will erase all the element. Let's say we have our default screen. Okay, now I will redo from the beginning. The first one, we have our screen, okay, in the design, and then we want to use a drop-down element. Okay, if you want to change the theme of your screen, you can choose here on the theme. So this is the default theme. Maybe we can choose ketchup and mustard over here, and then the color is changing depend on the theme we choose. Okay, And then we have the properties of our element, that is drop-down element. We can change the option that we want in our drop-down. So we change, this is the ID for drop-down 1. And then we want to change the color of our background. Okay, so we want the option, the color option in our drop-down. Let's say the option is red, yellow, green, blue, black, white, pink, purple, and orange. Any question before we continue? So if we see after we change the option properties, our drop-down will be yellow, green, blue, black. It is the same like we set in our properties. Any question? Okay. All right. Now what we want is when we choose maybe yellow, the background will be yellow. When we choose pink, the background will be pink. When we choose orange, the background will be orange. Okay, so if you see here, we choose green, nothing happened in our background. So we go to the code. We need to put an drop-down menu. So we take an event, and then for this element, that is drop-down, if you can see, it is drop-down 1. So you choose drop-down 1, and then what event you need to put on that element, that is change, because we want to change our background, right? So now we need to set the first we need to declare a variable. So we want to get the text from what we choose. Okay, so get color, we declare it as get color, and then we get the text from this drop down. Okay, so we get text, okay, from the drop down. So when you choose red, the text this variable will hold the text red. Okay, if you choose yellow, the variable will hold the text yellow. Okay, and then we need to set the properties of this background, this screen. Okay, so this is for the screen. We set the properties for the screen. Okay, and then what we need to change is its background color. Okay, you can also choose the image, the icon color, and etc. It depends which element you want, which properties you want to use. Okay, and then this is for the color that we want to change. Okay, so for this one, we put the variable name, that is get color. To get color we want. Okay, so this set properties, the line 3, this set properties means we set the properties of screen 1 to change its background color to the color we get from what we choose. Okay, so we have get color that hold the color that we choose. So if we run, for example, we choose black, so the background will be black. If we choose white, the background will be white. Is that clear? Is that clear? So for this element, you will for further information about this element, the assistant will guide you and teach deeper. Okay. All right. Now we move on to the radio button. Okay, the radio button, as you can see in this slide, it's the option, but you only be able to choose one option. For example, in this task, you have a screen that has three options of color: black, white, and red. When you choose one color, for example, in this case, black, and then you click this button, the background will be black. Okay. Now, let's go to the code. Okay, I will remove this element, and then the code. Okay, we go to the design, and then we choose, let's say we have text over here. This is the example of radio button element. Right. Over here. And then we change to the center. And then make it a little bit bigger. All right. We have here the label over here. That is label 1. And then we need to put a radio button. Okay. So we drag a radio button. Okay. If you want to change the size, you can go in the properties from width and height. Okay. Okay, let's say it's 20 and 20. Okay, so you have one. Let's duplicate this and move a little bit to the left, and then also duplicate. Okay, for the first one, the ID is, let's see, radio button 1. Sorry. So we have here our radio button 1, and then radio button 2, and then radio button 3. Okay, now we put another label for each option. Let's say this is label 2, label option 1. And then we duplicate this one. one is label option 2 for the ID. And then we duplicate one more time. Label option 3. So now we want to change the text. Let's say the first option is for the color black. The second option is the color yellow. And then the last one is the color, let's say purple. All right. So you have now 3 radio buttons with 3 labels. So we need to put another one button. So when we choose one color and we click the button, and the background will be changed, depends on which color you choose. So let's say this button one, we change the text into change color. Okay. Make the width a little bit bigger. Okay. So we have now the design done. Okay. Now we go to the code. The idea is when we choose the color and then we click the change color button, the background will also change. So the event will be on this button. Okay, so we take an event for the button 1. When we click the button 1, the is changed. Okay. So now we need a conditional control over here. Conditional statement. That is, if we choose the black, the color will change in background color. If we choose the yellow, the color will be yellow. The background will be yellow. If we choose purple, the background will be purple. Okay? So we need an if else. Okay? Okay. If else right here. So what is in the if? That is this ID. So if we choose this radio button 1, so we choose radio button 1. So it's gonna, that is set the properties of this background color of the screen. Okay. So if we choose radio button 1, so the properties of the screen will also change. So we go to set properties for the 1, because we want to change the background color is on the screen. So we change the background color from, we simply All right. Sorry, because I was out from the Zoom. Okay, let me share screen. All right. Where were we? Okay. Okay, for these parameters, we will get this ID from the label that we create before. So for the black, the ID is label opt1. For the yellow, label opt2. And for the purple is label opt3. Okay, so we just we get the labels, tags. So we get tags from the label option 1. Because if we choose black, the screen will be, the screen background of the screen will be black. Okay. If we choose yellow, that means we need to create another if else. Okay. So the radio button 1, it's gonna be black. If the radio button 2, so else if radio button 2, so we set the properties for here for the screen 1 and also for the background color. We get the text for this yellow text. So we get the text in the label option 2. Okay, and then else is for the purple. So we set the properties. Okay. So we set the properties for the screen 1 for the background, and we get the text. Put it here from the label option 3. Okay, now let's run our application. We run, and then when we choose black, oops, sorry. If you button 1. Oh, okay. I forgot this one. We need to put this one, the code. Okay. All right. So we run again and we choose black. So if you see the background change into black, let's choose the yellow. Yellow. Let's see, purple. Okay. Radio button 2. What's wrong with this? Oh, all right. All right. There is one thing that I forgot, that we need to get check, because we want to check which button is checked. Okay. So we go over here to get this. Get check. Okay, this one. Get check. We put in if. Okay. Get check whether it is the radio button 1. Same goes to the second option. Get check for this radio button 2. All right. Okay. Run. When we choose yellow, It's gonna be yellow. All right. Any questions so far? Any question? Okay, let me repeat from the beginning. Okay, let's redo the test. Okay, we remove all the code and then all the element. Okay, if you want a radio button, you simply drag this radio button from the design toolbox. Bentar. Okay. Okay, you click this radio button and drag to your screen. Okay, so you have the ID for this radio button. Let's change it to RB or okay, radio button. Radio button 1. Okay, and then we change the width to 20 and the height to 20, also 20. All right, we have one radio button, and then we duplicate to 3 radio button. Let's see, have 3 right now. And then don't forget to put the label for each radio button. In this case, we drag from the label element. Let's say for this element is the ID label 1. Sorry, label 2. The text is black. Okay, let's say this is label black. Okay, so we have one label for this radio button 1. That is label black. The text is black. And then we duplicate this label by clicking this duplicate right here. So we move the position. Let's see, this one is yellow. So we change the ID into label yellow. Okay, duplicate one more time. So this one is for purple. So we change the ID to label purple. All right, now we have this and we need one button. So when we choose one option and click the button, the background color will also change. So we have here button 1, change color. Let's make the width bigger. All right, now we have all these elements on our screen. And then we go to the code to put an event on the element that we want. In this case, we want change color. So for this button, we put an event for the button 1. Okay, so when we click that button, the background is changed. Now we have 3 options. three color option: black, yellow, and purple. So if we choose black and click the change color, the background will change into black. If we choose yellow, the background will change into yellow. If we choose purple, the background will change into purple. So that means we need three if there. Okay, so we need a if else statement. So we go to the control right here and get the if else statement. Okay, so because we have three options, that means we need two if and one else. Okay, if, else if, else. This one, if we, this one, the second one is when we choose the yellow, and the last one is when we choose the purple. So now we need to check the condition, which radio button we choose. So to check that, we go to the UI control, and then we get check over here. Okay, we get check, and then we check the ID. If we choose the first one, that is radio button 1, that means the ID is radio button 1. Okay, so radio button 1. We check if this radio button 1. So if so, we set the properties. Set the properties for the screen. So we choose here the screen 1, and then the background color. All right, and then we get the text from the label. So we need a get text to be put on the last parameter. Okay, so we get text from the first label, that is label black. Label black. And then if we choose the second radio button, so we need also this to be checked. Okay, so we need get check also on that. Where is get check? Here, get check, and then we need the ID for this, that is radio button 2. The same like before, we need to set the properties. Set the properties to the screen 2, to screen 1 for the background color, and then we need to get text for this option. Get text. So we change the label yellow. The second one is for yellow. And the last one, we also, if we don't choose this first two option, that means we choose the purple. Okay, so set the properties for the purple one. So we set for the screen 1 for its background, and then we also need to get text from the label. Get text, and then over here label purple. Okay. Now we run our code, and black. Let's say we choose black, change color. The background will be black. If we choose purple, the background will be purple. If we choose yellow, the background, sorry. Line 4, radio button 2. Okay, let's see. Oh, sorry, this name radio button too. All right. Let's see. So now we have our screen background change. Okay. Any question? Okay, if you have any further question for this radio button, you can ask the assistant, okay? Because we have another element to be explained. Dua lagi, Pak. Dua lagi. Okay, now we move on to the checkbox element. Okay, the idea is we have the screen that has that can show the image. Okay, if you check this checkbox, the image. Okay, so initially your screen doesn't show any image. Okay, so when you tick your checkbox, the image will show. That is the idea. Now let's see how we use this checkbox element. Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry. My screen doesn't show up to you. Okay, the idea is the first one, we have our screen right here that doesn't show any image. And then when we tick our checkbox right here, the image will be shown like in the second UI like this. Okay, so how we make this one? Let's go to the design. Let's move all these. Sorry. Okay, first one you need to do is to put a checkbox. Okay, over here. All right, and then a label. Okay, all right. For this checkbox, let's set the ID checkbox 1. And then the width, the height, and position, and so on. And then we put this label. For example, the text is to show the image. Okay. All right. So where we are gonna show the image, we get the image right here on the design toolbox. Put somewhere on your screen. For example, I wanna make it bigger, and for this image, we can upload image right here. So in the properties, there is image that you can choose. Maybe from your file, you can upload the file. And then if you want to link the image from any link, or you can choose simply the icon. Okay, let's say we choose the icon over here. So we have here the image for that icon. So the first one is we hide this image. Okay, if you can see over here on the properties, there is the hidden option. So we tick this option. So when you run, the image, there is no image on your screen. What we want is when we tick this checkbox, the image will show. Okay, so that's the idea. All right. Now we go to the code to put an event to this checkbox. All right. Now we put the event, sorry, we put the event for that checkbox. So we have the ID for this checkbox is checkbox 1. So when we click, the image will show. Okay. So what we gonna do is to declare a variable for check whether our checkbox is checked or not. Okay. So if it's checked, okay, we get check right here. We get checks because this function is get check, get the state of checkbox or radio button. This is only for the radio button and checkbox. So we get checked. What is the ID of our checkbox? That is checkbox 1. Okay, checkbox 1. Now, if it's checked, then the screen will show our image. Else, screen doesn't show our image. Okay, so we need the if statement. So we drag the if else statement. So when it's checked, because this variable hold the condition whether our checkbox is thick or not. Okay, so what it's gonna do, it's gonna show our image. So to show that image, we show this. So we drag this show element inside our if. Which element we want to show? That is our image 1. Okay, if that is checked. If it's not checked, that means we hide our element. So we have here show element to show element, hide element is to hide elements. Drag this option, hide element for the image 1. Now, if you run, so initially there is no image on your screen, right? When you check this box, the image will show. Okay. So when you untick this checkbox, the image is gone. It's hidden. All right. Any question? Okay, if there is no question, okay, let's repeat one more time. Okay, reset this one. Move all the element. Okay, first you drag a checkbox. Don't forget to set the ID. For example, here checkbox 1, and then get the label. So you will give any information for that checkbox. For example, in this case, I want to write show the image. All right. Make the font size a little bit bigger. And then we want to show the image. So we get the image element over here. So this image element is to hold the image that we want. Okay, in this case, we want to upload to put an image in our image element. So we go to the properties for this element, for image element. Go to the properties. We change the ID to image1, and then we choose the image. Let's say if you want to upload your image, you simply click this upload and choose your file. So if you want to link an image, you can put the image URL over here and then submit, or you can choose from the icon. Okay, in this case, I want to choose an icon. Let's say I'm gonna choose this one. Okay, we have an image. What we want is to hide and unhide this image. So initially, our screen will show no image. Okay, so initially we need to hide this image by tick these hidden properties over here. Okay, so if you run, there is no image on your screen. Now we need to put the image to this checkbox. So the code and then drag an event for this checkbox. Let's see, this is the ID for this checkbox is checkbox 1. So we choose checkbox 1 and then click, and then we put a if statement because we have two options here. If we check this checkbox, it's gonna show the image. If not, it's not there is no image in our screen. Okay, it's gonna hide our image. So we need an if else statement, right? And then to check whether our checkbox is ticked or not, we need this get check. Okay, so we need to check for the ID of our checkbox, that is checkbox 1. Checkbox 1. All right. Now, what is the condition? What is the statement? We set. Now we show the image. Where is it? So, by clicking this show element. So we choose this image 1 because the ID for this image is image 1. Right? And then if it's not checked, we go to the else. That means we hide our element. That's why we choose hide element for image 1. So when we run, as you can see, initially there is no image. When you tick this checkbox, the image will show. When you untick, the image is gone. Okay. Any question? So now we move on to the last element of our UI element, that is the slider element. So I will give you the idea. With this slider, you can change the value of your element. Let's say in this case, we have the text here. The text size is changed, this text. What we want is when we drag this slider to the left, the font size of this text will be smaller. If we drag this slider to the right, that means our text will be bigger. Okay, now let's start from the scratch, moving all this element, and then also the code. Okay, we go to the design. Okay, what we need here is the slider. We put a slider over here, and then you see the properties. The properties is the ID is the slider one, and then you have the width, the height, and its position, X and Y position, and then the initial value. Okay, in this slider, there is a value. If you drag, for example, let's say if you drag, this is the minimum value, this is the maximum value. So initially, your slider will be at in the middle of that value. Okay, let's say 50. So if you see here, the value, initial value is 50, and the minimum value is 0. Okay, and the maximum value is 100. Okay, so now we need a text. Let's say the label tag over here. Label text, change the ID, and then what text we're gonna show? The font size is changed. Okay, so center, put it on the center of the screen right here. Okay, now we need to put an event to this slider. Okay, we go to the code and get on event. For that slider, the ID is slider 1, and then what event we want to use, that is when it's changed. Okay, all right, and then we need to set the properties for this text label. Okay, because we want to change that text labels. That means that text labels properties need to be changed. So we choose the set properties for that text label text. The ID is label tag right here. And then what you want to change is the label, the font size, right? But for these parameters, you need to get the value, all right? So if you like before, slider, okay, it holds the value from 0 to 100. Minimum value is 0 and the maximum value is 100. So this is the number. So here we want to get that number. That's why we choose this get number, drag over here, and the third parameters, get number from the slider 1. Okay, and then when you run and then move this your slider, let's say to the right, so the font size will change. Leave it to the left. All right, if you can see, when you slide the slider to the left or to the right, let's say to the left, the font size is changed smaller. When you drag to the, when you slide to the right, the font size is bigger, right? Any question? All right. Now you've done with this UI element. Now let's move to the assignment. This is exercise one that you have done yesterday. Now we move on to exercise 2. So the task is you need to create 4 screens. Okay, the first screen, you need to use the text input, and in that text input, you need to put your name, and then there will be a button that when you click that button, the next button, it will go to the screen 2. All right, and then in the screen 2 and the second screen 2, you need to choose a drop-down element. Okay, so the option for the drop-down element is the background color. Okay, when you choose a color from that drop-down element, it's like the example I have shown you. When you click that element, the background color will change. Okay, so when the user click next button, so in the screen 2, there will be 2 buttons, the next button and back button. When you click next button, it will go to screen 3. Okay, the third screen. And when you click back button, it will go back to the screen 1. Right? And then in the screen 3, you can choose the text color with the radio button. Okay, so when you click next button, it will direct you to the screen 4. And when you click back button, it will direct you to the previous screen, that is screen 3. Okay, and the last screen is to show the input that you put on the screen 1. Okay, in the screen 1, you need to input the name. Okay, so this name will show on the screen 4. All right, and then the background of screen 4 depends on what color you choose on the screen 2. All right, and the text color for the name will be depend on the color you choose on the screen 3. Okay, right? Okay, let me show you the example of exercise 2 if you are a little bit confused. Okay, let me go to my project. Okay. So you have 4 screens, screen 1, screen 2, and screen 3, and also screen 4. The first screen is to show shown like this. You need to put your name on your screen 1. Okay, and then when you click next, it will go to the screen 2. So in this, okay, let's say this is Maya. I will input my name over here. Next, and then I will choose the color yellow, green, blue, purple, and so on. All right, and then let's say I'm gonna choose purple, and then next, or you can go back. Okay, and then please choose your text color. Let's say I'm gonna choose white. So when I click next, the last screen will show hello Maya. This is the text that I input. The color purple, right? And then the text color we choose is white. All right, that's the test that you need to do. Now, the operator will assign you to the, oh yeah. All right, before we start our lab work, there is an information about our last day of training. It's supposed to be on Friday, but because of it is a national holiday in Bhutan, there is a national holiday on Bhutan, so we move our last day to Saturday. Okay, Saturday at 2:30. Okay. Okay. Now, any comment about that? About that information? Okay, please, Mr. Nim.
Mr. Nim is becoming very favorite here, I think.
Okay, the time of the last day of training is 2:30.
Okay, I am very happy that you all decided with it, but again, I would like to request.
All right,
because
if you...
Ms. Maya, may I say something?
Oh, sorry, Mr. Nim, because I mute my speaker, so I didn't hear your voice. Sorry.
Okay, thank you. Friday is national holiday, so obviously on Saturday and Sunday, people will be planning to go here, and their parents will be planning to go here. They're taking their kids on holidays for 3 days, because Saturday and Sunday is government holidays as usual, and Friday is national holiday. So we get 3 days holiday. If you could push us to Monday at usual time, like today.
Let me discuss with my team before.
Saturday is okay, Lulu. Oh, again, I have to consider. Again, I have to consider that comments. Some say Saturday is okay. Some says Monday.
For Monday, it's not possible for us because we have another schedule on that day. Wait a minute. Okay, hold on a minute, Mr. Nim.
Sure.
Rabu kuliah database atau yang terakhir nggak saja cyber security, nggak ada assignment juga di situ. Gimana ya? Oh, boleh. Berarti diganti hari Jumatnya cyber security. Rabu. Harus tanya dulu. Rabu depannya. Oh ya, oke. Bisa. Atau Kamis aja. Okay, is it possible if we do our last training uh, on Thursday, 29th September?
Yeah, I saw the comments from some of us from the schools where there is boarding, where there are two types of schools in Bhutan. One is day school, other one is boarding school. So on boarding schools, I think they are planning to send the students home on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, I think it is better to prepone to Thursday by keeping it little longer and
On Thursday.
complete it on Thursday itself. And is there any kind of assignments or post course activities to do after this?
No, for the last day of training, there will be an interview with an IT expert. Okay, there will be no assignment on the last day.
No, I mean after all the courses is completed,
Mm-hmm.
will there be kind of assignment, or we were informed that there is competition, some sort of like that, on putting this theory and the practice
Okay,
into.
for the competition, will be informed. You will be informed after our training done. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, but is it okay if we do our last training on 29th September? That is on Thursday.
Yeah, 29 September on your screen is what is that? Cam. What is Cam now?
Thursday.
What day is Thursday?
Next
Okay.
Thursday.
So I agree with this.
That's okay, right?
Yeah, but
All
you
right.
will be keeping us little longer, right? By not compromising the content of the training.
What do you mean by that?
Meaning you will not make the course short, or you will not take out something that is important in the course.
Pardon, can you repeat? What is your question?
You are bringing one day ahead, right? You are keeping one day short. You are keeping one day short.
For the last day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Meaning, hope you will not take out important course that will be taught on the complete days. I mean Friday.
Okay. All the materials of these trainings all done on this Thursday.
Okay.
On this Thursday mean on 22. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
the last training is only the interview. It's like sharing session with the IT expert.
Okay. Which means we don't need computers.
Yeah, you don't need computers.
Yeah, we can attend it from the mobile as well.
Yeah.
If that is the case, I think there is no problem keeping on Saturday also.
All
if
right.
you don't have.
That's good. So that means
let us read what comment what others has to say about this, because if you think that we don't need computers, we can stay home, attend this meeting from mobile itself.
Yeah. All right.
At the moment, since we have exercise assignment and practices, many students do not have computers at home, so we are keeping in the school labs, classrooms. So therefore there is a problem. So if you say that on Saturday we don't need any computers, phone is enough, then no problem. Saturday we can do it, sir.
Okay. All right.
Friday. Not Saturday, Friday. Friday or Saturday, whatever you want.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Friday or Saturday. So
Yeah.
you are all will be informed when is the training, the last training. But I have contact
Ministry.
the guest star for the
Okay.
interview on Saturday. Okay. So the last training will be on a Saturday. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Thank
If
you
there
very much.
is no more question, let's go to the lab work. So you are going to be assigned on some breakout room. All right.
Yeah. Sure.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much. See you on the last day of training, because tomorrow will be you will be taught by Miss Dalila. Oh, we have one more question from Hambi. No. All right. Please be patient. You will be assigned to the lab work. Thank you for having me today. See you on Saturday.